Hi guys, girls, demigenders, polygenders, and gender fluids. I'm Tiger. So, in Canada, there's a new law being passed called Bill C-16. It's basically saying you have to say Zim or else you go to jail. Well, that's just scratching the surface. I'm gonna drill right through the surface and examine this law further. So it says, this enactment amends the Canadian Human Rights Act to add gender identity and gender expression to the list of prohibited grounds of discrimination. And honestly, you shouldn't discriminate against people for their gender identity. Let's say that Timmy is male and Bob is not binary. If Bob is more qualified than Timmy, then Bob should get the job, obviously. So it also says, the enactment also amends the criminal code to extend the protection against hate propaganda set out in that act to any section of the public that is distinguished by gender identity or expression, and to clearly set out that evidence that an offense was motivated by bias, prejudice, or hate based on gender identity or expression constitutes an aggravating circumstance that a court must take into consideration when it imposes a sentence. The purpose of this act is to extend the laws in Canada to give effect within the purview of matters coming within the legislative authority of Parliament to the principle that all individuals should have an opportunity equal with other individuals to make for themselves the lives that they are able and wish to have, and to have their needs accommodated, consistent with their duties and obligations as members of society, without being hindered or prevented from doing so by discriminatory practices based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, age, sex, sexuality, gender identity or expression, marital status, family status, disability, or conviction for an offense for which a pardon has been granted, or in respect of which a records suspension has been ordered. For all purposes of this act, the prohibited grounds of discrimination are race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, age, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, marital status, family status, disability, and conviction for an offense. You know what? This is just reading it all over again. It's really boring, so if I learn out of breath, I'm sorry. In this section, identifiable group means any section of the public distinguished by color, race, religion, national or ethnic origin, age, sex, and sexual orientation. Gender identity or expression, or mental or physical disability. Evidence that the offense is motivated by bias, prejudice, or hate based on, race, national or ethnic origin, language, color, religion, sex, age, mental or physical disability, sexual orientation or gender identity or expression, or any other similar factor. After reading all that, I have come to the conclusion that 1. It protects transgender people by putting up laws that say if you, let's say, punch a trans person while calling them slurs, it will be considered a hate crime, which I agree with that. I'm sorry, but you don't do that. It's messed up. And it protects trans people from discrimination in the workplace. So that's good. You shouldn't discriminate against trans people. But absolutely nowhere does it mention the usage of pronouns. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you're in Canada, you don't have to call people Z. This is different than the NYC human rights law. Under that law, you can be fined up to $250,000 for using the wrong pronoun.